Good day, and welcome back to another stream of AC Syndicate as part of our historical chronology playthroughs. And yeah, tonight we're gonna carry on, hopefully without any technical issues, because the last stream actually ended with you know, the game and OBS basically crashing together. Yeah, I've been unfortunately dealing with some really weird refresh rate, frame rate related issues with this game. In accordance with OBS, you know, like the game itself is running fine, but when streaming with OBS, there's definitely some issues in relation to the frame rate, which is to be expected with many games, but it's the first time it happened to me with this game when streaming, and I've also had it with Unity for the first time either, so I was wondering if it's maybe like something driver related, you know, but that's only so far I can roll back my drivers before OBS is actually complaining. I did however find out that one thing we of course knew is that the overlays are definitely conflicting with the game, and I found out that there's a setting for hardware accelerated browser sources in OBS. So I turned that off, and when I was testing around, it seemed like it was running better. So I'm just really hoping that that's part of the issue, and that we can at least, you know, have like a full-on functioning stream today. Because if not, then I have to think about what we actually do with Syndicate. If it's, you know, causing like more frequent issues. But yeah, I'm just gonna hope that it's gonna be fine today. Hello there, Dr. Darling, welcome in. Run, go, but where? I mean, to the chopper, of course. Where else would one run? Also, I changed my audio settings, my mic settings, and I got rid of a ducking filter that, you know, basically lowers the game and all the other audio sources whenever I'm talking. Because sometimes I felt like I was overriding it too much, especially if there were like quieter parts in the game. Just let me know if it's alright in terms of like how it's balanced between the game and the mic. If the game is getting too loud, then, you know, definitely let me know, and I can fine-tune that a bit further. Hello there, Mita. Welcome in, dude. Good evening. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Had a successful day at work. And
Ons love ons hug crocodile crocona PSO crocodile ons love ons hug crocodile.
Yes. Whatever Edinburgh was saying there. Exactly. But yeah, doing well, Mita. Thank you for asking. How are you doing today? Also, thank you for the 25 stream streak, Dr. Darling. Everybody redacted, especially redacted. Indeed. You gotta redact it when you redact it, because otherwise redacted is redacted. Hello, Vegisek. Welcome in, dude. Good evening. You found a German pirate game and the naval combat is like a low-budget Black Flag. Well, to be fair, many pirate games feel like a, you know, low-budget Black Flag. Even Skull and Bones. Let's hope the resync version doesn't. Yeah, we're definitely on PC with Syndicate. I mean, I guess even on console there's been many issues. Looking at your PS5 version before the next-gen patch got launched. Hello there, Oliver. Welcome in, dude. Good evening. Herr Hackerman. Or Hackermann. Indeed. It's me. How's it going, Oliver? Hello there, Demise. Welcome in as well. Dude, thank you so much for the Prime resub with 46 months. And yeah, how are things? I hope everything is well on your side. Hello there, Rod. Welcome in, dude. Good evening. And how's it going? I hope the rest of Until Dawn went well today. I hope many romances have succeeded. What were you saying? Couldn't hear past the grinding gears? I hope that's just irony and not actually overpowering me at times. Because as I said, I've changed my audio settings a little bit for the mic. So we're not having the ducking filter that makes the game go quieter whenever I'm talking. So I hope that, you know, it's like still pretty balanced. Very nice, Amita. That sounds like a good plan. I hope that Greedfall goes well and that you're enjoying the game so far. Yeah, everything is redacted. That's good to hear, Demise. I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Doing well overall. Enjoying the arrival of spring slowly but surely. At the same time, with spring comes allergy season. Or at least more severe allergy season. So it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, the days getting longer and all that. The game you're referring to has more two words DNA. Okay. I've never tried two words before. But yeah, maybe you have to send that German pirate game in Discord, Gislek. Even if it's crappy, I wouldn't mind having a look. It's not going well for one of the couples so far. You're up to chapter 5 now, so we'll continue that next Monday. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. So did you look up the exact like choices that you have to do to get the couple to be successfully in love with each other? Also more like something that you try to guess while playing? Yeah, Syndicate is going good, Demise. I'm definitely enjoying the playthrough. Levi and I visited London in November last year, so it's been something I've been really looking forward to getting into again. Especially since I actually haven't played this game for the longest time now, in the past couple of years. Like, it's been over 2 years since my last playthrough, so for my standards that's a pretty long time. But yeah, it's been really cool, you know, re-exploring the city and learning about some of the buildings' history. And also having some connections to other games in the historical chronology playthroughs that we've been doing. And yeah, I mean, of course, it's just like a fun game as well. I do quite like the open world and some of the activities and the stealth focus. Nice, Amita. So how far do you think you are in the game so far? Yeah, that is true. I'm kind of like constantly dealing with allergies. I mean, you know, there's like weeks where it's going much better than others, but I'm not just allergic to like, you know, how do you say, like flowers and stuff. But also definitely like, you know, dust, like that you get in the home and stuff like that. So that doesn't help. Welcome back, Aura. Citizen. Hold there, citizen. You ready to go back to London again? Let's go even though you just got back. Just travel there like any other week. Why not? I mean, it's not expensive or something. Still quite early, about 20% through. I gotcha. But yeah, the game looks interesting. It seems like it's mixing, you know, like historical inspirations with fantasy world stuff. It's been actually a game like when I asked AI about games, you know, set in like the 1700s or something. For some reason, AI was constantly suggesting Greed 4, even though it's like more inspired by, you know, the history, but not really set in real world, I don't think. But yeah, that definitely got me looking into the game and, you know, researching a little bit. You're also allergic to nature. I like nature, but nature doesn't like me. Oh yeah, me too, Levy. Easy. You can definitely make choices that change character relationships. Some will lead to certain major outcomes, others will change dialogue. You've got a certain outcome mapped out and also putting some red herrings in some choices. And some reasoning that you will reveal at the end of a playthrough. I gotcha. So a lot of thought went into it. And remember you said that there's a twist coming. Oh yeah, no worries, Amita. Catch you next time. I hope you have a good time with Greed 4. For anyone that, I mean, pretty much anyone in chat I think has checked out Amita's channel before. But if you haven't, then definitely recommend doing so. He's also a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games and The Witcher. And yeah, at the moment he's playing Greed 4, which Shilla picked and gifted for him. Thank you, Rod, for giving the shout out there to Amita. So about 60 hours to 100% and you're 12 hours in. I mean, that sounds alright then. But yeah, 60 hours is sizable. That's about the length of Ghost of Tsushima to 100%. I would estimate at least. come up north next time. I mean, I would love to see more of, you know, the UK. So, you know, getting further up north, also to Scotland, I would love to visit for sure. Assassin's Creed 4. Yeah, at times it definitely reminds me of some of the Assassin's Creed elements, but also of The Witcher. Nature's out to get you. Not gonna let that happen. Gotta fight back. And yeah, no worries, Amita. Catch you next time, dude, and I hope you have good time with Creed 4. Trip next year. I mean, I'm certainly open to it. If time and money allows. But yeah, let's get back into the game. I really do hope that we don't have any technical issues with it's already loading really weirdly. That's a good sign. I think I jinxed it then and then. But yeah, okay. It did load this time. But I swear, I every time I play Syndicate, I run into like new issues or like new bugs or glitches that I've never seen before. Will make time and money allow? Yeah. Got a plan for it. And these guys are quite cheery. There's not even any music playing. I guess they're just imagining the music.
The hand that deals in death so far does walk among his friends, and should the traitors rear their heads, they soon will meet their ends.
Beautiful. I've seen some funny bugs with carrying bodies and also placing bodies inside hiding spots. Me too. Like when I was doing the first Charles Darwin mission, where you investigate the soothing syrup, that's of course your objective, where you can't kill anybody except with, you know, gas. But knocking out the guys doesn't count against you. So I knocked out some of them and put them in the same hiding spot, and like the first guy was just like slowly teleporting out of a hiding spot all of a sudden. Or it kind of like cast a shadow as well of where the body was supposed to be after they teleported. But yeah, safe to say, a bit weird. The effect of questionable pines. That's what we're dancing to. Yeah, the minstrel song. Yeah, this game certainly isn't lacking questionable pines. That's why I like the collectible in this game, the beer tasting notes. Because Sean is actually getting access to the beers through the enemies. And he's giving his thoughts to every beer he tries. And yeah, he's not very happy. Put some
These letters that important?
truly questionable things in there. The worst pints in London, the alternate Sweeney Todd story. Gotta arrive at. Visual's beer tasting blog is quite popular. I'm sure it is.
What is she doing back there?
Look sharp. I will be back.
What do you reckon she's up to?
Take my sugar! Take anything you like!
Take my sugar. I do wonder if we actually get to hear that exact quote.
You, Osiris. Your limbs are lasting. You do not know corruption.
I wonder if we get to hear that exact quote from Bonnet in the remake. I mean, it's too iconic. You gotta have it.
Oh, bloody hell.
Can I actually sabotage this? I guess it triggered somehow.
Let me go. I beg you. Just let me leave.
Intruder! She's over there! You'll earn yourself another night in the pit with that attitude.
Master, I'll never meet dead light again.
Strange girl.
I hope she's not in any real trouble. Jason Bear! She's got a devil in her!
I love the fear system. It's always funny when you take down a leader and his lackeys just run away in panic.
Quiet now.
I don't trust grown-ups. I like your style, lady.
Don't fret, children.
Thanks for the old
Where is Charles Lee?
That's a good question. Definitely gotta stay, you can't stay emotionless, that's for sure. Also, give me just 1 second. All right. So where's the next side mission, I wonder?
I'm your huckleberry.
Ah yeah, we could do the next Karl Marx memory. Where there is smoke.
Away with you! Southwark belongs to the Blighters!
I didn't even realize I was actually targeting the gang leader. So out of all the available enemies, Evie fully targeted the gang leader. What the fuck are you guys doing? I think they're having a spastic attack or something. What are they doing? I'm gonna question that.
I think this one took a shot at me once. Serves you right.
And Evie's also still holding her knife, which she's not supposed to do. Ah yeah, I think Syndicate is really running flawlessly right now. I can't see any issues. Intruder in it. Intruder Fluger. Thank you for the GG's, Levy and Aura. Indeed. Child librarians complete. Now that's some true child labor right there. Children would have to work in a library. But just the worst you can do to kids nowadays. Hello there, Chaz. Welcome in. And yeah, doing pretty good. I'm also done with work for today. Playing a bit more Syndicate, hoping I don't have any technical issues today, because we had a bit of that recently. But yeah, gonna do a bit more side stuff in the game here. Some major side missions with Karl Marx and Charles Darwin and Charles Dickens. And also liberate London a little bit. Hello there, Dex. Welcome in, dude. How are you doing today? Yeah, that works. Honestly, most of the time I try to avoid killing the gang leaders too early, because I kind of like having them at the gang fights for the boroughs. But I didn't even like see that, you know, Evie was still focused on the target there. Considering how many people stood in front of the target. Yeah, Syndicate has no glitches, as you can clearly see. And there's the chest opening bug when the animation for opening a place, but it doesn't actually open until you try again. That is true. That's also such a weird bug. It's kind of like the information isn't successfully transferred or something. Yeah, that's I guess kids getting responsibility a bit too early there. But yeah, you know, like in this day and age, some kids had to be responsible quite early. That's why you have, you know, mothers with children NPCs. Clearly. It all makes sense.
Corruption reigns here, I'm sure of it. The number of people injured by their machinery cannot be calculated, and yet the company continues to prosper. They must be stopped for the sake of the poor workers they abuse. If only we had some form of proof. There must be records of the accident somewhere inside, which would surely prove their malfeasance. I should think you'd need to find the foreman. But how would convince him to give you the reports? Perhaps, if they think the factory's on fire, you might bluff your way past.
Where there is smoke, there is Malaka. I'm on fucking fire. Get some water. No, 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 no. Hello there, Shilla. Welcome in, dude. Malaka.
Whatever she's doing there, I want no part.
Somebody call for the fire brigade! Everyone out! The whole place is going to burn! Get a fire engine here! Quickly! Right there.
Still keeping well, miss? Good on you.
And yeah, it's going pretty good, Shida. Playing a bit more Syndicate, hoping that today is gonna be technical issue free. And yeah, doing more of the side stuff. You know, I couldn't just ask the firemen to actually get us, like to help us. We gotta do it ourselves.
Slowly. Go on. What about any reports? We must get them out of there before the fire takes them.
Mother of God, you're right. Follow me, quickly.
Yeah, the bladder was like, smoke. Must check that out.
They should be just inside here. Oh, there they are. Good. They're safe.
Oi! What do you think you're doing?
Alrighty. That does it.
Deep discounts on all essential goods and services.
Okay, so that's gonna be all the Karl stuff we do for now. Any other missions for him will be for later. Which means we're gonna go into the direction of both of these missions here. The Bird and Specimen is the one I started last time, but then, you know, the stream crashed. Let's go back to start it again.
Something bad's gone wrong.
Imagine Maxie's law-abiding citizen with this game. Yeah. I don't know how you can do much that wouldn't be breaking the law. You know, like even knocking people out or even kidnapping them is, you know, not very lawful. I guess you would have to... I mean, even sneaking into restricted areas, is that really lawful, I guess? That's the question. Like how far you wanna take that, I guess. But yeah, that would be quite tricky in a game like Assassin's Creed. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, the Infinite XP boost I think is part of a season pass for Syndicate, which I bought many years ago, so it's kind of like a permanent thing. that the game gives me. Just making sure they are being looked after, sir. Exactly. Anna Abramson. She grew up with parents so restrictive that she often wished she was an orphan, if only for the freedom. When the Abramson died under rather mysterious circumstances, Anna took to the streets to live among the other orphaned children. Now, having come of age, she's the ringleader of a small group of pickpockets that finds the children more immature and selfish than she'd like. Imagine that. Children that are immature. Not in my games.
Hey! No noise, just walk. Hey! Let go of me! You with the police? Quiet now. No need to make such a fuss, Miss Abramson.
Let me go. We were perfectly fine until you came along.
Not sure those children would agree.
What do you know about it? You probably grew up in a nice home with all the freedom you could ask for.
I know of your past, Miss Abramson. You grew up in a nice home too. And you really think you offer those kids a chance at freedom?
This better be good. It's those cheap cigars you smoke. Oh, please.
Hello, Lucinda. Welcome in. And good day to you. How's it going? You wonder if after pickpocketing she would just throw the money away? That's a good question. And yeah, I think it's going pretty good, Lucinda. Thank you for asking. So far we didn't have too many issues with Syndicate, so glad about that, but you never know what might still happen. We certainly have our fair share of glitches, but as long as it's not like breaking my stream or the game, then I'm fine with it.
Easy, easy.
Thank you kindly.
Oh yeah, I like that success sound. From AC Mirage. That's actually one I added quite recently. When I was going through the sound files for Mirage, looking for the DLC soundtrack. Excellent, Lucinda, that's good to hear. It's definitely nice when you can work from home and just have some nice side entertainment. Indeed, dude. Yeah, Mirage had such a good soundtrack. Very unique as well. But, yeah. Excellent. I wouldn't mind Brandon Angelides making a return. Maybe in combination with another composer. I think he and Chris Tilton could make an interesting combination.
How are you there, Evie?
I have some work for you.
That's another nice success sound from Valhalla.
There you go.
Speaking of games with goated soundtracks,
Easy now.
Valhalla is certainly one for
Here
me.
now. That'll be all.
Miss Octavia will be pleased.
Keep your voice down. Those bobbies are listening.
Oh, calm down. They can't hear us.
I've got a price on my head. I can't afford to have them take me in because of a careless mistake.
What do you reckon's inside?
Probably nothing. I busted 1,000 warehouses like this. They all look like something dangerous, but end up being filled with soap and glassware.
This job is never very exciting.
Well, welcome to being a cop, I guess. The 99% of the time, it's not very exciting. You always go back to the song. Yeah, that's the coronation song for the Irish king.
The trees have lost their leaves.
What are you doing back there, miss?
Yeah, that's a really good one. I love the vocals on that song. The DSC in general had some really solid tracks on there. Yes, we gotta kill our target with the hanging barrels here. And our target is Myrto Platt. She oversees a Templar-branded warehouse on the outskirts of Southwark. Unbeknownst to the area's residents, the warehouse stores explosives and weapons meant for the blighters. Unusual noises from the warehouse have recently garnered police attention. Yeah, only they just think it's like glass and whatnot, and not anything dangerous. You think you've officially played too much Baldur's Gate 3? All these NPCs sounds like Baldur's Gate 3 NPCs. All these NPCs sound like Baldur's Gate 3 NPCs to you. Yeah, if the game from the Victorian era sounds a lot like the NPCs in a fantastical world, then maybe you've played too much to make that association. But yeah, I mean, if you consume a certain media like a lot, then of course you're making connections to it subconsciously, to other stuff that just reminds you of a game. And in a game that's so extensive as Baldur's Gate 3, I can imagine, you know, all the references that could swirl in your mind if you played it a lot to like other things you're experiencing. I mean, could be. You know, some of the NPC or like additional voices you can still find on IMDb sometimes. So yeah, maybe there's actually, you know, some that worked on either game. I mean, especially if you're looking for voice talents with British accents. I reckon the pool of people to choose from is smaller than people that don't have a British accent. So yeah, who knows? So we found the Dr. Garrett's ale. What is this I detect? Actual hops? Grain that might have been threshed sometime after the agricultural revolution? Water boiled long enough to actually kill a microbe? Actual wooden kegs? Oh, bravo, Dr. Garrett. A lovely balanced flavor, strong but not overpowering nose, and a light and pleasant mouthfeel. You've restored my faith in British beer making. This has got to be the first beer tasting note that is actually even remotely positive. And it's of course very positive. But all the other ones are just like actual dread and you might die if you drink it. So that's quite different from Sean here. Actually liking one of the beers. Queen Elizabeth attired for the royal thanksgiving on the defeat of the Spanish Armada. Beautiful. How wide is that dress? But it's quite interesting. You know, this wouldn't be untypical to have as a picture for one of the glyph puzzles. In fact, Queen Elizabeth is actually depicted in one of the glyph puzzles, I'm quite sure, in AC2. And there she's also holding, you know, the swear, which of course stands for the approach to colonialism and world domination that the British tried to secure for themselves. And the staff, you know, also is like a symbol of power. And of course in AC lore, you know, they have been transformed into actual pieces of Eden. So, you know, within like a square like that, you know, they would sometimes put an apple in there. You know, world domination, world control. It's definitely a lot of symbology going on there. Double wide. She wanted to have space in there. The York Watergate. Before the Thames embankment was completed in 1870, the York Watergate was situated right on the river. It currently stands about 140 meters away from the Thames, like a drive away, though too far from the road. The Watergate was built in 1626 by George Villiers, the first Duke of Buckingham. The Duke had acquired the illustrious York House from the Archbishop of York 2 years earlier, and he wanted his snazzy new home to be accessible from the river. The Duke sold the house to developers in 1672, and over the next few years, York House and the neighboring mansions were torn down, with roads built in their place. Why the Watergate wasn't also demolished eludes me, but it remained without anyone to care for it and slowly fell into disrepair. In 1874, some years after Jacob and Evie took on the Templars in London, the Victoria Embankment Gardens were created around the York Watergate, and the gate itself was acquired by the London County Council in 1893 as an object of public interest. Hello again, Dex. I hope you're having a good day so far, even if it's busy. And yeah, it's going pretty good over here. Doing a bit more side stuff today in Syndicate. Working on some liberations and also on the major side missions with Marx, Darwin and Dickens. Yeah, Demise, it's very satisfying to kill people like that. With the environmental destructions.
Are you well?
Where are we going? If you really want me.
Slow down.
I know, right? I think you would really enjoy them, Dex. You should give them a try. And you're in luck because we're getting a new remake as well. I have to say, I'm looking quite forward to the announcement of the remake. Like, learning forward to learn about the game and how it turns out. There's been quite a bit of stuff being posted on Reddit and stuff, supposed leaks of a game. But it would be good to, you know, have official information from Ubisoft themselves about it. Okay, we've got 7 skill points to spend. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Unstoppable 1. Increase your time before you lose your combo streak due to inaction. We're gonna get Execute. Stun an enemy with A, then perform a 2 combo with Y to execute them, inflicting massive damage. Let's also get a bit of a fear factor here. Enemies who see you perform an execution are frightened, causing them to break their defensive stance. Not too sure yet if I will be streaming it, to be honest. It's gonna be like 6 PM over here, which is pretty much our dinner time. So yeah, I'm not too sure yet if I'm gonna make the time for it. At the same time, you know, I reckon many people will be streaming it in Ubisoft themselves, of course, so I think I'm honestly just gonna watch it on, you know, Ubisoft's channels and have a look there. I did get the offer from Ubisoft to kind of like stream it and, you know, have like drops happening. I guess some of you might have seen that they are giving away already an exclusive item, which is like a pistol for the game via the Twitch drops, but honestly not too sure how I feel about that. You know, like the game hasn't even been released yet and they're already putting stuff like that in like Twitch drop campaigns that I hope will not actually be exclusive, but something that people get access to eventually themselves. But yeah, I do like quite look forward to the actual, you know, eventful and getting information about the game. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stream it myself. Let's get the explosive delivery. So they spawn more often across the city, so we can use them for more environmental kills. We're also gonna get the mad science voltaic bomb upgrade. And then gonna have a look over here. Okay, so we can upgrade the smoke bombs. Gonna do that. And the voltaic bomb. Okay, so that's everything we can upgrade so far. Is there anything I might want to be crafting? I mean, I like the look of the assassin cookery. Let's craft this one.
Das ist zu Deutsch Scheiße!
Blaukraut bleibt Blaukraut und Brautkleid bleibt Brautkleid. Thank you for redeeming Summon the German, Dr. Darling. The German tongue twister. That's a notorious one. You went for the easy one again. Many people really struggle with that one, to be honest.
Youth is a state of mind.
I guess it's kind of like a preference thing. It's one of those tongue twisters that I used to struggle with myself. Yes. Youth is a state of mind. Never forget that.
Back again, Jacob. Glad to see
you. Right. That'll be all.
It's funny how it's still raining in the game.
Salix alba. There it is.
Like even when it's sunny.
Fagus silvatica, Ulmus minor, Taxus baccata, Iris versicolor, commonly known as Harlequin blue flag. Oh, what's it called again? Salix alba. There it is. Lithocarpus.
I didn't know you had a twin sister, Mr. Fry.
Evie Fry, sir. It's a pleasure.
Usually I would reciprocate the sentiment, Miss Fry, but today I'm afraid nothing will bring me pleasure.
What's troubling you, sir?
I am used to people challenging my ideas. In fact, I live for it, the cut and thrust of spirited debate. Lately, however, attacks against my reputation have taken a darker turn. Threats of violence against my person and against my colleagues. I do not wish anyone to be hurt because of my research.
You helped me with Starrick syrup. I am in your debt.
We help each other, sir.
My brother and I will make sure that you can continue your work in peace.
What do you know of bones?
I know how much pressure it takes to shatter, snap, or splinter one.
Perhaps it would be simpler if I just explained the situation. A few days ago, a German colleague, Dr. Schwartz, sent me a telegram. He informed me he was on his way to London to deliver a very important fossil, you see. In fact, he should arrive at Charing Cross any moment now. Would you ensure no harm comes to him?
I'll bring Dr. Schwartz and that fossil to you, Mr. Darwin.
Splendid. But please do be careful. Please, hurry. I fear Dr. Schwartz might be in danger.
Range of fine ice cream, the likes of which you've never known. You there! Sample a range of flavors. Enjoy Madagascar vanilla, Tahitian vanilla direct from French Polynesia, saucy French vanilla perhaps, or... All right then. Good afternoon, hello. Hello. Come one, come all, from the wilds of the darkest West Indies to untamed Mexico, pale ecru to lily white. Vanilla ice cream, nature's canvas.
She's very determined to sell that vanilla ice cream. Rain, rain or shine rain. You have 3 different weather types in London. Perhaps it might be simpler if I explain the situation. He says that to the different dialogue Evie says to him before as well. It's like, yeah, I think you already did that. Scientist. Just gotta over-explain everything. Okay, so they, for some reason, don't like me here. Even though, I guess because they're not Blighters, they're actually Templars, right? I'm a Templars. Are not affected by the notoriety stuff.
I'm collecting you and your precious cargo for our friend Mr. Darwin. Just act naturally.
Right. So, how is your father? By which I mean my dear brother Frank, with whom I grew up, of course. Oh, splendid! Wonderful to hear! I'll do my best not to call attention to how remiss he was in forgetting to warn me about the delicate situation which brings me here today.
How's little Karl? Did you mark my words?
What's that over there?
I wonder if anyone's been strange going on.
Like finding a needle in a haystack.
What? Oh, Jesus Christ, I swear. They're like always positioned where you don't expect them. I thought that everyone, you know, accessed an eagle vision, but I guess he was just out of bounds of eagle vision when I scanned it.
What the hell was that?
That's a good question, Garrett. I do ask myself that. Don't mind me.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm collecting you and and your precious cargo for our friend Mr. Darwin. Just act naturally.
Right. So, how is your father? By which I mean my dear brother Frank, with whom I grew up, of course. Oh, splendid! Wonderful to hear! I'll do my best not to call attention to how remiss he was in forgetting to warn me about the delicate situation which brings me here today.
Ah yeah, so they're like scripted to
Like
go
finding a
here
needle in a haystack, this is.
once you get too close.
Know what the bugger looks like.
Sneaky.
Dr. Schwartz?
Never got on the train.
Darwin's fate is sealed. Goodbye, assassin. I did so enjoy meeting you.
Oh, you did? Good to know.
Now to take this fossil to Darwin.
Steady on. Walk on, go.
Oh, at least he enjoyed meeting an assassin. Oh, that's actually a really good chest. I should have definitely collected. Well, I can do that in a second.
At last! My heart hasn't stopped pounding. You have it? Wonderful! But where is Dr. Schwartz?
Most likely dead, I'm afraid. He never left Germany. At least I managed to get the fossil back.
Dear Lord. I should tell you, I was recently approached by men who sought to purchase all my research on the condition I work only for them. Obviously, I refused. Scientific knowledge cannot be bought. It belongs to everyone. Let these villains do their worst.
Gotta say though, that German accent was very authentic. At least it seemed like he was actually German. Alrighty. Let's do the next Charles Dickens memory as part of a ghost club. Held Spells. Thank you, listener, for the GGs. Yeah, it's good to get the mission now finally done, because that's the mission where the game crashed 2 days ago when I had to abruptly end my stream. Uncover the truth behind some paranormal thefts.
There's been a spate of rather intriguing thefts about town recently.
Robberies? In London? I never thought I'd see the day.
They look like common robberies at first, but these perpetrators have all claimed to have been under the influence of some supernatural power. I'm not so foolish as to forget that criminals will spin any yarn to avoid the law. However, these thieves all proffer the same defense. They say they were being controlled by a demon. Will you make some inquiries? One of our demon-possessed mobsmen is being held behind bars at this very moment. You may want to begin your search there.
Yeah, the singing was quite dominant there.
Baby's on its way.
Congratulations.
How wonderful.
I think I'll take to fatherhood like a duck to water.
What's that you said? We're proud of our name.
What's this one in for?
Rob the pawnbrokers down the road.
A demon made me do it. I can't remember much. That's what's so queer. I've never stolen anything in my life before.
Who do you think made you do this?
All I can recall is a silver watch, swinging in midair. It was held by someone, or something. A dark presence whispering. I could only see its eyes. A demon.
Maybe the shopkeeper will make more sense.
What's happening?
You believe the demon story over the hypnotist story? A soul is possessed by a demon. You could say it's a demon's soul.
May I ask you about the robbery?
There's not much to say. Most of the items did come from the same seller. Enzio Capelli, Sorcerer Supreme, a famous showman from Italy. Several weeks ago, he was forced to pawn his family heirlooms. Debts. I'll have the address of the last person who redeemed something of his. A lovely pearl necklace. That helpful? Not again! Stop her! Stop! Somebody stop that thief!
Looks like there's been a killing. Maybe two.
You only have a couple more legendaries to find in Pokopia before you complete the Pokédex. He found Raikou and wasn't sure where to put him, so he moved him into a random house where he figured it out. That's really cool though, that you know, you're like almost done with collecting all the Pokemon in the game. So do you plan on playing the game further after you completed the Pokédex, or is that gonna be like your finish line? She runs fast for being in a dress. I know, right? Yeah, I was about to say the same. It's always funny when NPCs are just by default pretty fast for the chase mission. And also how they speed up all of a sudden. It's like, holy shit. Do we have some nitro hidden anywhere? Or the house already had Happiny, Audino and Hoppip and was decorated very pink and cutesy for them. Apparently Raikou also loves pink and cutesy because he doesn't want to move out. So just Raikou and the girls. Yeah, maybe he likes the decoration or maybe he likes the girls. Gotcha, yeah. It seems like the type of game we can definitely spend loads and loads of hours on. Like also, you know, creating your own worlds and, you know, designing them.
You were just indulging in a little light theft.
It's all very hazy, but I remember something silver flashing in front of my eyes. Then I heard a sort of bell. Next thing I know, I'm here with you.
Back on track. Now to find this buyer.
Yeah, let's find Enzio. I mean, it sounds fitting, having Entei with Charizard. Yeah, I honestly also wouldn't be comfortable with Mewtwo as my roommate. I mean, yes, he's the most human out of a Pokemon. Oh, Jesus. I thought I had to... I thought I had to catch him. But he might be the most human-like Pokemon, but that doesn't mean I want to live with him. Okay, so I gotta climb on the same card as the thief and tell the thief without getting spotted.
Is he having a laugh?
Stop that this instant. Do you hear me?
Come on now.
Nice driving, mister. Very smooth. That is true, yeah. Yeah, in Watch Dogs is also a lot of destructible boats. Except, of course, for any tree in the game. The trees are made out of, like, cement or, like, pure steel or something. But everything else is, like, easily destructible.
Yes, I want to give you the necklace now.
The trees are concrete. Pretty much, yeah. Indestructible. They're made out of the same material as the old Nokia phones.
Not a ghost, not a demon, but the great Enzio Capelli.
You are very much mistaken, aren't you, my child?
Yes, I am very much mistaken. Oh, wait. No, I'm not.
You are very much mistaken. And now you are so very, very tired, aren't you?
Yes, I'm very, very tired.
Now, you're going to do a little job of work for me, aren't you?
My goodness, what foul behavior.
What's going on? Where the devil am I?
You've been arrested for theft. How very intriguing.
I don't remember a damn thing.
Let's get you out of here. I've pulled a few strings, and they won't prosecute on account of your losing your mind. Be free, little chicken.
Siri, play Free Like a Bird. I think that would be fitting right now. Jacob, like, yeah. Quite a funny mission, I would say, the way they created that effect as well. Hypnosis. Oh, triathlon. I don't think I've done this one before. Yeah, I haven't.
Congratulations on your victory.
I did it. My first triathlon. You know, this one reminds me of GTA 5, because that game also had a triathlon, only it was so much longer. Like, there's a whole swimming part that by itself I think is like 10 minutes of swimming or even longer. It's actually insane how long it feels and is. But it feels very realistic as a result, you know? It doesn't just feel like, oh yeah, here's a, you know, a gamey race. Actually to feel like you're doing like a triathlon. You know exactly which mission I'm talking about because you did it. It was a triathlon on your hands with button mashing. I know, right? Like, eventually your thumbs just get tired. Made me think of a playthrough that Rod did where he had to run everywhere. I think it was in Red Dead 1, wasn't it? As a kind of like a difference to the slow approach he did with Red Dead 2. And that also required like a ton of button mashing. But for the actual like whole playthrough. But yeah, that mission was enough button mashing by itself. Here we have Thomas Blackwood here. Gotta drop the target's body in a nearby grave. Thomas Blackwood was inducted into the Templar Order after surrounding Temple Church with thousands of the most beautiful roses in London. One wonders if the Order knows he achieved such beauty by enriching the soul with the blood of his victims. Well, then it's only fitting that he plants something with his body. Oh shit, they get to see me, don't they? It would have been so funny if they didn't get to see me here. Okay, so next we want to be doing the mission Recollection here, which is another Dickens memory.
There must be something of interest here.
Oh, very cool rod. Thank you for looking that up in regards to, you know, Baldur's Gate 3. So I guess Aura wasn't just imagining things. There are actually some, you know, voice actors and actresses that are in both games. We have Gilbert Fowler. Looked a bit like John the Tosser. The youngest child of 12, Gilbert Fowler was almost completely ignored by his own family, never even blessed with a Christian name. Upon turning 14, Fowler, number 12, now calling himself Gilbert, took to the streets to further develop his own identity. Without a formal education though, Gilbert never learned to read and developed a deep resentment of a privilege inherent to the written word. Spiteful of the years he spent neglected by society and his own kin, Gilbert finds release in destroying printing houses. Ah yeah, so that's why he said no one's gonna be able to read. Got to investigate for voices focus activated. It's like your spider sense, like the equivalent. The voice acting research focus. Maybe it's a very own ego vision. Sixth sense. There are a lot of unnamed NPCs with voices in Baldur's Gate 3, so I always assume they won't be listed. That's fair. Yeah, sometimes that definitely can happen as well. That they won't even be listed. Oh yeah, no worries, Dr. Darling. Definitely get some rest. I hope it helps and that you feel better soon. Thank you for dropping by, and yeah, I hope you feel much better soon, dude.
Hush, Mr. Fowler. Quiet down.
What in God's name was that for?
What's all that?
Spying on another print house, are we?
Was not. All right, maybe I was. But I'm tired of everyone getting what they want besides me. Nobody ever asked old Gilbert what he wanted.
Save it for the sergeant, Fowler.
I have to say, one thing I really appreciate is all the detail that went into the conquest activities. You know, like, you know, what he says really checks out with the background we can read about in the, you know, conquest tracker.
Something is going on. What's all that then?
And also some of the dialogue they say when observing them in the territory, you know, is also related to establishing a characteristic for the, you know, person you're going against. Which does add to the world building, you know, not making the NPCs just like another checkmark or whatever. But actually have like a little of our own, you know, story, motivations, backgrounds.
Good. Thank you. One less building burnt to ashes.
Okay, I actually have a bit in the database to read up on, I think. For present day isn't important. But yeah, we found new buildings in the Strand and in Westminster. The Alhambra Music Hall. Back in 1854, this was the home of a scientific institute known as the Royal Panopticon of Science and Art. Apparently science was a bit of a bore for most people back then, because the institute went bankrupt 2 years later. The building was purchased by E.T. Smith, the famous circus proprietor. He added a circus ring to the interior, and for a short time, the Panopticon became the Alhambra Palace. Smith changed tactics in 1860, converting the circus to a theater and renaming the whole thing the Alhambra Palace Music Hall. The Alhambra was one of the first music halls in London to compete with what was considered legitimate theatre. Rather than presenting a dramatic narrative, music hall performances were made up of multiple different acts, including singing, dancing, and magic. One show could have as many as 20 acts and run up to 4 hours long. Oh, those are the best evenings, aren't they? These performers often played in multiple music halls over the course of a single night, and would run to a carriage and speed to another hall as soon as the act was finished, just to perform it again elsewhere. The building itself was designed by the architect T. Hayter Lewis and inspired by the Indo-Islamic architecture of British India. Lewis gave the building such distinguishing features as twin minarets and conical roof and a great domed rotunda. You forgot to mention in Demon's Souls remake you died 254 times. I mean, that's a decent amount of times. But it's also your first Souls-like game. And yeah, there's so much bullshit as well that can happen, right? But really interesting. You know, my first proper Souls-like game, of course, was Bloodborne, and I'm not sure how many times I exactly died in the playthrough, but I think it wasn't more than 130, 140. So I was really sure that I'm gonna have a much easier time in Dark Souls when I played it, right? Like Dark Souls Remastered. But I actually ended up dying more times in Dark Souls Remastered than in Bloodborne. Which was about 180 times or so until I actually beat the game. But yeah. Like, one thing that really was noticeable for me between those two games was that in Bloodborne, I would die, like if I died in combat. Like 90% of the time, I would say. If I died in Dark Souls, it was 50% of the time probably things like falling to your death or some other, you know, environmental thing happening. But yeah, it can be quite different between the games, you know, what actually leads to your death sometimes. I do really want to play Demon's Souls, but since it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, I guess I won't see it anytime soon. But I'm really interested now in playing the rest of the Souls series, including Elden Ring. Yeah, exactly, like so many regular enemies, you know. Like especially if I get to corner you or, you know, bring you in a situation where you have to fight like maybe multiple of them at the same time. Like bosses are sometimes the easy part in comparison. Obviously there's more time you have to spend on a boss fight. But the amount of deaths that happen, you know, in comparison to the area you spend time in to get to the boss is sometimes not even on par. Covent Garden. The name is a corruption of its original name, the Convent Garden, which gives a clue as to the site's original purpose. I would make that clue more obvious, but I'm worried I'd make a habit out of it. Megaloads. Once a garden belonging to Westminster Abbey, the land was tilled and worked by Benedictine monks, until King Henry VIII seized the land in 1536, a consequence of Henry's separation from the Catholic Church. The land was in turn granted to John Russell, the first Earl of Bedford, who showed little interest in the land and left it unattended. Don't tell anyone living in a compact and bijou £1,000,000 studio flat that there was a point in time where people didn't give a toss about London real estate. The land stayed in the Russell family unused until the 4th Earl of Bedford inherited the land in 1627. He hired Inigo Jones to design and build a piazza on the property, a project inspired by the piazzas of Italy, and the first of its kind in England, was completed in 1631 and remains to this day the very best place in England to go if you want to see men sprayed silver standing very still and expecting to be paid for it. The earliest reference to Covent Garden as a market dates back to 1654. For roughly 16 years, the market that operated there was an informal organization. Samuel Pepys reports seeing an Italian puppet show in the piazza in 1662, indicating more activities occurred at Covent Garden at this time than just trade. King Charles II formally granted the Earl of Bedford market rights in 1670, officially allowing the landowner to profit from the business that occurred on this property. The Covent Garden market was moved to a new location south of the Thames in 1974. There are none like Sean to come up with such a pun. Yeah. That's just one thing I love about the database in many of the AC games. That they're written as if Sean has written them. And have so much, irony and sarcasm and references sprinkled into it. The Admiralty. The first ever designed office building in London, the Admiralty, also known as the Ripley, building for its designer Thomas Ripley, was built in 1726 for a now defunct organization called, appropriately, the Admiralty. It's amazing how they come up with this stuff. Anyway, the Admiralty served as the authority in charge of the Royal Navy, which is just what you would expect from an organization called the Admiralty. The U-shaped building contained a boardroom, staterooms, and apartments for the lords of the Admiralty. This allowed those lucky prancing lords to live and work from home, probably doing absolutely bloody nothing, making them very much the freelance web designers of a day. In 1759, the city had widened the street in front of the Admiralty, which cut into the courtyard, and the Lords of the Admiralty commissioned a new facade to run along the street. Dude, can you stop saying the word, Sean? The Admiralty screen, as it's called, is still there today, hiding the dull administrative building behind it with Greek classicism. My least favorite kind of classicism. In 1964, the Admiralty became the home of a newly established Department for International Development. I have no idea what that is, because I fell asleep just typing its name. So he said Admiralty a total times of... like 9 or 10 times. Thank you for that, Sean. Okay, I want to go ahead and change the look for Evie a little bit here, because we've been running this outfit for a while. Okay, I haven't actually showcased the Nighthawk outfit yet with a simple, comfortable cut with a contrast hood that adds flair. I do like that the black color is not a reward for getting all of the pressed flowers, but actually earlier. Quite as much of a hassle as in Unity, for instance, to get the black color design. Okay, we've done this race, so we don't have to do this again. Okay, so I feel like this is probably smarter to do as the character that actually started this storyline with, which is Jacob. Because I'm not too sure if Dickens is gonna refer to us as a person that got imprisoned. I think he might. In that sense, it wouldn't make, you know, sense to choose Evie. But afterwards I'm gonna play as Evie for a little bit again. The Ghost Club investigates the circumstances that led to the arrest of a confused assassin.
Have you truly no recollection of the events that landed you in a cell?
I remember what the other victims remember. A silver watch, the sound of a bell, and a sort of shadow.
A glint of silver and a tolling bell. Oh, hey. I must say, you look very tired.
Yes. I am so very, very tired.
Now you're going to do a little job of work for me, aren't you?
Now I'm going to do a little job of work for you.
You've cost me a bit of money, mate. So I think it's only fair that you replenish my coffers with donations from the good people of London. You will steal money for me, won't you?
Yes, I will steal money for you.
I mean, I would have done this regardless, but sure. Let's do it as part of a mission.
Oi! Get away from me, you dodger!
Good. Very good. Now, we can't have criminals like you roaming the streets. You will surrender to the police, won't you?
Yes. I will surrender to the police.
Oh, and when you do, you're going to do a silly little dance for them.
Not again.
You gave me a terrible fright, muttering about a man named Ezio.
Enzio Capelli. Not a demon, but a hypnotist. And he's not even Italian.
I suspected hypnotism from the very start. You must find the villain.
Yes. But yeah, that's probably the worst part. He's not even Italian. He's an imposter. Can't have that. Okay, that's a lot of goons he has. It's like a criminal organization. Maybe he's just hypnotizing everyone here to work for him.
Take anything made of silver.
You want to let me go, don't you? I admit it. I'm not Italian. It was just for my act. Nobody wanted to see a British hypnotist.
Oh, shut up.
I'll give you anything you want.
I want you to shut your mouth. Do you know a Dr. John Elliotson?
Never heard of the man.
Did you really think mesmerism would work?
How dare you? I'm a hypnotist.
Right, we're gonna investigate the body again. You've already done that. Like, something is off here. Not sure, maybe it's the guy, you know, kidnapping our boss. Maybe it's that, I'm not sure. Also, of course, these guys are now standing right in the pathway here. Yeah, of course. Come on, dude. Can you go away there? We're just gonna stand in front of it halfway forever now, aren't we? I do wonder if I can actually get just past him if I'm like super slow. I doubt it, but... Jesus Christ. That was like the closest ever. It was like millimeters away from failing. Amazing. We did it.
My body doesn't bend that way.
What the fuck is it? Okay then. Syndicate making Syndicate stuff. Stay near the life watch. Where is he? This is my carriage. This was the carriage, right? Is he in here? I don't see him in here. Yeah, please tell me he's... What? I'm supposed to kidnap him again? What the fuck? Game? And I can't even see him. Like, he's not even appearing in Eagle Vision. I swear, this game is... messing with me. Everyone's gonna die now. Is he even, like... Yeah, he does exist. But I can't see him in Eagle Vision anymore.
me anymore.
Yeah, it's like now he's gonna... I swear, this is such bullshit.
That will work.
Okay, I'm just gonna chase him now.
I am dead certain I'm faster than you. Are you having a laugh?
Is this really necessary?
Now, let me drive you.
That way.
Out of the way, peasants. Not to tie in, I guess nothing is true after all. That's one of the times that Quebec was right on the core of Assassin's Creed.
That's the way.
Not again.
Are we sure the warrant said he had to be brought back in one piece? I'm afraid it might, yes. Of course I can't go through here. Never mind. How's it going, Zomb? Welcome in. Yeah, so frustrating, Lucina. That's like, what the fuck is happening, game? Like, first I, you know, do it like successfully with a super close call, and then the game is just like, nope, denied. Guess he can do magic after all. Well, I guess he's proven himself to be a true wizard.
Confess and free the people under your silly spell.
Now I'm gonna open it. Well then. I can still kill him. Amazing. Wow, I can't let an artist like this just rot in a cell, right? He has to be free like a chicken. Murder? Yeah, kidnapping like that never works on this mission. You hate it, doesn't it? That's so annoying. So I guess it's a common bug then. What happened there? Well, it did at least work on the retry, but I guess maybe it doesn't work on the first attempt. Okay, we found the dwarf geranium. Stands for steadfast piety. In Westminster we came across the Chapel Royal. Originally the banqueting hall of the Palace of Whitehall, this building was constructed in 1622 from the designs of Inigo Jones. The banqueting hall was used by King James I to host receptions and performances that combined poetry, music, dance, and costumes. I can't tell you how close those words are to my literal definition of hell. These performances or masks or absolute embarrassing travesties were a trademark of a Stuart dynasty and often promoted the divine power of a monarchy. Perhaps this is why I can never trust a man named Stuart. Of course, none of this did much good for Charles I. His disputes with Parliament sparked the English Civil War, and old Charlie was executed in front of a banqueting hall in 1649. Always embarrassing. When the Palace of Whitehall burned down in 1698, the banqueting hall was the only building to survive. A banqueting hall without a palace is not much of a banqueting hall, as my mother always said. So the building was converted to replace the also burned down Chapel Royal of Whitehall. These really were times when anything could happen. But it was mainly buildings burning down. In 1809, a second gallery was built onto the chapel in order to accommodate larger military services. It remained a royal chapel until 1891, when, with Queen Victoria's approval, it was converted into a museum. It remains as yet unburned. Is there anything Sean does like? I think there is. Like one or two things. And the only person he tolerates is Rebecca. Yeah, besides Rebecca, it's difficult to find anything. Another database entry. The Montagu House. Right, so one thing I discovered putting together this research. There's more than one Montagu house. I know. Try and calm yourself. The first one, built in 1675 and belonging to Ralph Montagu, would eventually become the home of a British museum. This is not that Montagu house. In 1731, Ralph's son John sold his father's house and bought up 3 adjoining plots of land in Whitehall. On these plots, he sought to build a larger, grander house than his father's. Sigmund Freud would have had some things to say about this. Mind you, that bloke said a lot of stuff, and most of it was about your mum. Hey, my first your mum joke. Anyway, in reality, the second Montagu house was a relatively modest mansion by the standards of the day. Keep in mind the property was over 4,300 square feet, so to hell with 18th century standards. John Montagu died in 1749, and the house became the property of his daughter Mary and his son-in-law George Brutnell. That's right, James Brutnell's great-grandfather owned this house for about 40 years. Or at least he owned the house that used to be here. In 1859 the house was demolished by its latest owner, Walter Francis Scott, who was James Brutnell's second or third cousin, if I'm tracking this family tree correctly. I hope you're taking notes. In 3 years' time, Scott had built in its place this French Renaissance-inspired mansion, which contemporaries called a palatial residence. It was designed by the architect William Byrne, known for the hospitals and castles he designed in his native Scotland. The house was acquired by the British government in 1917 and converted into office space. That is the dream of every piece of classic architecture, isn't it? Oh please, allow me one day to be converted into a workspace housing petty squabbles and bad coffee, a marine who can't work EXO, and lit by only the most jaundicing of strip lighting. Anyway, it was demolished in 1950, so that dream was over pretty fast. And I guess EXO didn't exist yet at that point. Yeah, there's gonna be lots of database entries in Westminster. The Dover House. Since 1885, this mansion has been the home of the Scotland Office, a government department under the umbrella of a Department of Justice, dedicated to the needs of the Scottish people, which is mainly whiskey and umbrellas. Jesus, I can't today with Sean. Which is mainly, yeah, I did say that. The house was built in 1755 by Sir Matthew Featherstone, a member of Parliament. Featherstone, a member of Parliament, died in 1774, possibly from a lifelong illness called having to constantly keep spelling out my name for people fatigue. And his widow sold the property to Prince Frederick, Duke of York and Albany, 13 years later. The prince renovated his mansion, giving the mansion the signature portico and circular hall, before trading the property for Lord Melbourne's home in Piccadilly in 1792. The mansion, which was then home to Melbourne House, wasn't given the name Dover House until 1831, when George James Wilbur Edgar Ellis, another sufferer of name spelling fatigue, who had just purchased the mansion the previous year, was given the much easier title Baron Dover. Edgar Ellis and his son would be the last private owners of Dover House, before the government made it the Scotland Office. Oh, very nice, Oliver. That's great to hear, dude. I hope you had much fun with the Lego. Definitely feel free to keep us updated on the progress with pictures. And yeah, dude, I hope you have a good night and a good rest. Thank you for being here. And catch you next time, dude. You just booked flights and a hotel for a quick summer trip. So expensive. I can imagine. But yeah, that can still be worth it. Very much so. Sometimes you just need to, you know, get out and see something different. You already did, Oliver? Nice. Gonna have a look later. Catch you next time, dude. I have to say I'm definitely quite happy today with the performance of OBS in the game. I don't even have the issue where it starts to kind of get laggy after half an hour or so of playtime. So that seems to have been removed. I definitely think the hardware accelerated browser sources had a thing in the issues here. I think it added on top of the issues that the game is naturally having with OBS, you know. Just made it like overkill. Like, the issues haven't gone away. I still have to run the game at 60 Hz and all that and have to go to those lengths, but I think the browser sources, because hardware acceleration means that they are gonna use more of the resources of your hardware towards making them run well. But I read that with more modern hardware that can actually be negative for your performance, so it might actually be better for people that have less good hardware. You're gonna spend your birthday at the airport? Oh no. At least you're gonna hopefully be able to enjoy the time before or after to celebrate your birthday a bit. Okay, what do we have here? We have a flower, for once. Ah, we have to kill the target with a voltaic bomb. Okay.
Don't make me come over there, young lady.
Yeah, we can do that. Beatrice Gribble. There she is. Plum. It was so freaking funny making him wait in that mission. But yes, I reckon that's what he would be saying now. To order us to kill the person. With the voltaic bombs. Ah, I'm like one skill point away from getting to level 9. He says some funny things too if you don't get on his carriage right away. Yeah, what I learned is that he's very impatient. Whenever you're not immediately running to him and getting on the carriage. Like even if you're being fast, he already starts making comments about how much time you're taking. But that's in the mission war when you have to climb up the Big Ben and stuff to fix the electric boxes. Oh yeah, St. James Park. Before there was a park and a palace, there was a hospital. Dating as far back as 1267, St. James Hospital specialized in treating female lepers. The patients worked on the marshy lands around the hospital as part of a treatment, primarily raising hogs for the hospital to sell. Not often a hospital is funded by pork. King Henry VIII acquired the land in 1532 to use as a hunting ground, making St. James Park the oldest of London's royal parks. While Henry VIII used the park to hunt, Queen Elizabeth hosted lavish parties in the park. King James invested in the park, adding gardens and a menagerie of exotic animals. And as the English Civil War came to a close, King Charles made his final procession from St. James to Whitehall Palace, where his execution awaited him. Charles II was the last monarch to take care of St. James Park for some time. When he died, the park gained a reputation for criminal activity and prostitution. John Wilmot, the libertine Earl of Rochester, wrote a poem called A Ramble in St. James Park, which describes the unsavory happenings in the park in graphic detail. I've read it. Definitely not safe for work. And it's rare you can say that about poetry. Ah yeah, the anemone stands for forsaken. Anemone was a nymph beloved by Sapphire. Flora, jealous of her, banished her from the court and transformed her into a flower that blows before the return of spring. Sapphire has abandoned this unhappy beauty to the rude caresses of Boreas, who, unable to gain her love, harshly shakes her, half opens her blossoms, and causes her immediately to fade. RIP. Well then. Guess that works. Zap. Nailed it. Very satisfying. Killing them with overtake bombs. An abominable mystery. Investigate a strange flower that has appeared in London.
Ah, my young friend. How good it is to see you. Fortunate, really. It would appear a highly toxic plant, which has the extraordinary effect of making people quite delirious, has been found in this very park. Yet as far as modern science is aware, no such plant exists. I fear the good people of London might be in danger. Will you investigate?
Not your average flower. Mr. Darwin was right about these plants. Oh, I don't feel well.
Okay, so for the first thing, we gotta shoot a Templar inside the flower's pollen. Okay.
That's one less to worry about.
Okay, this is where the Templars are. I gotta do it while I'm inside, don't I? Yes. It seems a bit unnecessary considering that they're already down on the ground and they can't even do anything.
These footprints must belong to a rogue gardener.
I guess they might attack me once. Never mind. They're just running away.
Mr. Darwin will want to inspect these flowers.
That reminds me. Oh, never mind.
Of course, he drove right into the royal residences, yeah? In hindsight, seems a bit rude. Yeah, it seems kind of unnecessary. It's like, oh, someone is on the ground and suffering. I guess we're gonna end the suffering.
Well done. But you don't seem quite like yourself, if I may say so. It's just as I suspected. Those noxious fumes are not being released from the flowers, but from the pots. There must be something in there. An hallucinogenic concoction of some kind. Not unlike the soothing syrup, I should think. We must dispose of it, and quickly. I believe, my young friend, that I might know just the place. Who would want to poison the population of London? Who could devise such a nefarious plan? Obviously, it can't be Dr. Elliotson. So who can it be?
An organization my brother and I have been fighting all our lives. Dr. Elliotson was one of them.
I don't need to know more if you do not care to tell me. However, may I be so bold as to suggest that you continue to fight them?
Of course, Mr. Darwin. You can count on us.
I didn't do nothing, so you're betting that you did something. It's always funny when people do that double negation. It's like, well, if you didn't do nothing, but you did something. Drive the leaking hallucinogenic carriage all the way through the city. That's the plan. But now we're gonna use it against the pursuers.
I'm afraid, my young friend, that some of your enemies want their toxin returned to them. Might I suggest you position our carriage directly in front of theirs? I believe the fumes will impair their ability to drive.
That's so funny how they just keep on crashing if they get into the fumes. Oh, come on then.
Well done indeed. Now we must hurry and destroy our cargo. We're almost there.
Darwin like 420 blaze it. Yeah, I mean, a plant that makes people delirious that has been found in a park in London. Can be only one thing, really. Hello Vaave, welcome in dude. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you're having a good evening. Poor horsies. Unfortunately, you can't notch. Also damage for horsies. I guess that's the natural selection that Darwin talks about. Survival of the fittest. I guess they weren't made out of steel enough to survive an explosion. What have we told you about hauling hallucinogenic around town on a carriage? I don't know. What have you told me? Anyone wants to babysit your cats while you're out of town this summer? I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I think my dog would though, because she absolutely hates cats. Rip horses. The natural selection not to be a horse. Exactly. The cat will beat up my poor dog. Yeah, honestly, I think that's the experience my dog actually needs. Like, my dog needs to kind of like get like a paw in her face. And then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let you live, you know. Because it's more like something, she's actually kind of like more scared than like angry, you know. She's more like, okay, I gotta defend myself against this, you know, animal. So I'm just gonna be like, you know, don't get close to me. But if the cat actually would, then she'd probably be like, okay, fuck. I guess I'm not gonna go after this. Yokosino says, absolutely, I would babysit your cat. Yes, let's call it babysit. Well, if you forgot, that probably speaks to usage of it. That's a fair point, Zomb. All you have to do is come to the very safe, very normal USA for a few days. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would honestly love to visit USA again, but yeah. You know, what is like nowadays required to actually be able to enter the country is no bueno. Yeah, I think I might wait until this current presidency is over. But hey, that's alright, I don't mind waiting. My plan is to go to Mexico first, either way. So we'll be at least another 2 or 3 years until I even think about visiting the USA again. Insert Jim vs. Dwight or Mariana scene from The Office here. Oh yeah, I remember that one. When Dwight was investigating. And then, I forgot his name. The dude who worked in the office that was always a bit shady. He was able to identify the strain immediately. With like northern lights or something. And what is like, wrong, it's marijuana. Creed, yeah, that's him. That's the name I was looking for. Wait until oil prices go down. Yeah, that as well. Yeah, that shit has been ridiculous. Alright, let's do some non-oil based racing and driving. See, maybe that's the solution. Maybe we should just all go ahead and get our own carriages and horses. Who needs like cars, am I right? Cars are so 2020.
Congratulations on your victory.
Creed's always a fun character. He definitely stands out. Yeah, we're currently watching the other show from The Office makers, which is Parks and Recreation, if any of you guys have seen it or know of it. And we're almost done with it. We're currently in the last and final season, which is also only like half of a season, really. That one has also been a fun show, I would say. Though it does get a bit stale after a while. But that's of course the case with like many shows where, you know, if it goes to like season 7 or something, then you're like, okay, yeah, I guess we already had this plotline or, you know, that thing happening. But in general, I can definitely recommend Parks and Recreation. Trade smog for horse dung. I mean, better for the environment, I guess. You can use other horse dung to plant stuff with. Easy. Alright, so we've been streaming for almost 3 hours. I would like to do like a little bit more tonight. But I'm probably not gonna go for like much longer. So there's 3 side missions left we want to be doing before we continue with the main story. And for one, that's this mission over here. If I can select it. Darwin's Orchid. Defamation is for later. Same for the Karl Marx mission. Ah, we have also unlocked the last Maraja DLC already. So the Terror of London is definitely one of them. Ah yeah, so it's the Terror of London, this mission, and then the next train hideout mission as well. Which is the Gatling gun related one. But yeah, I think I might just do a couple more burrow activities and then we're gonna call it for tonight, I think. Thank you, Rod. I definitely will. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much for being here and for dropping by. For anyone that hasn't checked out Rod's channel before, I would highly recommend doing so. He's currently doing a playthrough of Until Dawn, where he focuses on the romantic relationships between each of the characters. But it's also with a twist, so it's not all as it seems. And he's also a big fan of Assassin's Creed. He just recently started his annual series playthrough that he does every year of all the AC games. Or at least most of the AC games. And yeah, he's just finished AC1 with the social stealth approach. And now he's playing AC2 where he's having a trainee approach with Ezio. And yeah, for each game that he's playing, he's gonna have a unique thing coming up that he's focusing on in the playthrough. So if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, then definitely don't miss out on that one. No worries for the shout out, Rod. Hope you have a good night, dude. And catch you next time. He hates AC Rogue. I think that's even an understatement. Hate is too weak of a word. The making it rain approach. It's, you know, like going to a strip club with like lots of $1 notes. That's what Ezio is doing with all the NPCs in Venice and Florence. Also, give me just 1 second. Alright. So we gotta kill Captain Hargrave II. And we also have to throw his body into the Thames River.
I make my own luck.
I make my own luck. Liam? Exactly, listener. That's Ezio in the playthrough. Hello there, Shin. Welcome in, dude. How are you doing? The Horse Guards is the official headquarters of a household cavalry mounted regiment, the squadron that makes up the lifeguard of a monarchy. This site used to be the tilt yard of the Palace of Westminster in the 16th and 17th centuries. The Tudor dynasty held extravagant jousting tournaments on this site that were reportedly attended by thousands of spectators. The tilt yard was also used for fireworks and bear baiting matches, not simultaneously. The first building on this site was constructed in 1641, after the tilt yard was closed for what historians have called some serious disturbances. Don't ask. The first Horse Guards was built in 1665 and torn down in 1749, after the building deteriorated to such a degree that soldiers and horses were in near constant danger of being crushed by falling debris. I think I've used those builders. Construction of the Horse Guard seen today began in 1750, and the Queen's household cavalry moved into the building 5 years later. In the ensuing years, 2 areas of the Horse Guards gained a reputation for the, shall we say, non-military activities that took place there. The first was a cockfighting pit uncovered in the basement. The second was a public coffee house that attracted prostitutes. You know how they adore lattes. Police often arrived on the scene to settle disputes and disorder, only to be turned away by the military. The coffee house finally closed in 1850. Okay, let's get this dude first. I actually wanted to read up his entry here. Shin, you doing okay? Your cat Overlord is enjoying the open window. Nice. That's good to hear. And glad to hear that your cat is also having a good time. Captain Hargrave died years ago at the hands of his own son, Samuel, who promptly stole his identity and his job. Hired by the Templars to patrol the border of the Thames for intruders and wrongdoing, Samuel Hargrave has sent many a victim to the bottom of the river. Well, time for some sweet justice, I would say. That was weird.
Aye, aye, Captain.
This is an important job we have. Can't just have any old riffraff coming into our ports. You don't see papers, you throw them overboard. And I don't... This is an important job we have. Can't just have any old riffraff coming into our ports. You don't see papers, you throw them overboard. And I don't want anyone swimming to shore.
Yes, sir.
You think it's a bit harsh?
Making him disappear, I suppose.
There has to be a more civilized way of dealing with outsiders.
I don't think it's wise to question Captain Hargrave.
He seems a bit different than usual, the captain does.
How so? I haven't noticed anything.
Doesn't he seem younger to you at all? I don't think that he's actually the Captain Hargrave we've always worked for.
You've gone loony, mate. Should I send for Bedlam?
I love these little small dialogues that add to the target. Shinway Lithia Cat Overlord has black squirrels, red-breasted robins, and cottontail rabbits to watch. Now that sounds like the best entertainment for a cat to have, really. That's better than binge-watching a show on Netflix, that is. Okay, let's also go down here. Oh yeah, there's quite a few weapon and gear pieces locked behind the loyalty level with your associates. So definitely increases the incentive to actually do those missions. But something I really give Syndicate props for is making the side content feel, you know, like worth it from a reward perspective. Like obviously there's like, you know, worth it in terms of like how the missions are designed, or, you know, having like good narrative elements, but when it also feels rewarding from a gameplay perspective, then that can be worth a lot. Here we have George Scrivens. Especially if you played more than once, anything without a tangible reward can feel like a slog more than once. That is true as well, you know. Because yeah, if it's, you know, like a dialogue you already heard or something, then, yeah, you know, the narrative feeling of reward, of course, isn't quite as large as the first time you come across it. Eager to escape a life of poverty, but never one for hard work, George was always drawn to get-rich-quick schemes. Recently, he's been spotted spending suspiciously large amounts and living a lifestyle too lavish for a man of his means. He's said to have ties to the London drug trade. Maybe he's the one who put up the pots of plants.
Schemers alike, keep your fingers to yourselves. This shipment is mine, and I will take inventory with great scrutiny, so mind your desires. We will bring in coin with this new shipment of goods.
That Mr. Scrivens has another thing coming.
Oh, what do you mean, Tess?
I mean, look at him, Margie. Never seen a thug dressed so well nor glow so much in me life. Whatever shipments he's bringing in these days is also bringing in a lot of money.
They're talking about him like he's not standing right in front of him.
What in God's name? Get off me, you! Leave me alone!
Be quiet, would you?
Can't a man do his work without being interrupted?
Maybe, if that man's work didn't also involve the police.
What exactly has the police involved?
Does shipping and selling narcotics sound familiar?
God forbid a man have a hobby. Especially in this day and age.
Help! I'm trapped! Somebody help me!
Thank you, friend.
Nice. New outfit for Jacob. The Gunslinger coat. Understated yet classic, the gunslinger pairs the spirit of an outlaw with a silhouette of an assassin. When you saw the trailer for this game, you thought it was Grand Theft Stage Coach. Yeah, honestly, I mean, this game definitely seems to have taken a decent amount of inspiration from GTA. In many ways, it feels like, you know, GTA meets Assassin's Creed in, you know, 1868. Especially when I think back to the Lost and Damned DLC for GTA 4. Like, when I played that DLC for the first time, the first thing I had to think of was AC Syndicate. With the gang wars you have in there and all that. Yeah, I think we might have enough skill points. Yes. To get to level 9 here. Let's get the combat stamina. Performing multi-kills now regenerates health based on the number of enemies killed. And let's also increase the health. Okay, let's get some more gang upgrades as well. We're gonna get the dispatcher here. Nimbler, faster and more reliable. Fire trucks can reach the poorer boroughs of London. So I kind of purposefully didn't focus on the ringleader tree too much because I think it makes the game trivial early on in the game. Why having your gang be so powerful and also making the blighters, like sabotaging anything the blighters have. I'm definitely gonna get the carriage sabotage now though, because that's actually quite nice to have. Because at this point the carriages are still quite resilient. Let's also get the Rogue Watchers as part of our archetype. Let's also get the Rogue Riders. Popularity strikes. There are more Rogue-themed carriages roaming about. Look for them on the streets of London. Yeah, let's also go ahead and upgrade the Rogue carriages with new wheels and more resistant carriages. This one can be buggy as heck, the Cavalry Corps, because if you use it, for example, to kidnap someone, like one thing I done was when I had to kidnap someone and I didn't have a carriage nearby, that I sometimes would call the Cavalry Corps, or already had like a, you know, carriage parked used by Cavalry Corps, but that totally bugs any bounty hunts completed with a carriage. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's have the Rogue Brutes to our gang. And we're also gonna get the allies in arms. When you order your rogues to fight, they will open conflict with a volley fire. And yeah, I would say that's it for now. Okay, let's also catch up on the database here with the other two locations in Westminster. The Foreign Office. By the time George Gilbert Scott was hired to design and build the new Foreign Office building, the original building had fallen into such disrepair that Foreign Secretary Lord Malmesbury was nearly crushed to death when a piece of the ceiling fell on his desk in 1852. A contest was held to find a design for the new building in 1857, and although Scott's design only came in second place, he was hired for the job at the insistence of Prime Minister Derby, who loved Scott's Gothic style. Before Scott could get any work done, however, Lord Palmerston was elected Prime Minister and demanded that Scott build the Foreign Office in a classical style. The problem was this. Scott hated classical architecture. But this was a well-paying job and Scott didn't want to lose the money, so he caved. The Foreign Office was finally built in 1868 in a classical Italianate style. Neither Scott nor Palmerston liked the building. Good job, guys! Not to waste his own hard work, Scott modified his original Gothic design and used it to create the Hotel of St. Pancras Station. St. Pancras is now where the French arrive, thanks to a direct train they can take from Paris. I never understand why we made it so easy for them. Yeah, that was pretty amazing for me to learn that there's a direct train line from, you know, like Paris, but also Belgium, I think. I think it goes through there, all the way to London. Like, if you don't want to, you know, take a flight, that would be a nice alternative way of traveling there. Four in office? I thought it was 5 in office. Indeed. The Wellington Barracks were built by Sir Francis Smith and Philip Hardwick in 1838, and since that time it has been the home of the most senior regiment of the British infantry, the Grenadier Guards. Lovely chaps. The length of the barracks runs between the Queen Anne's Gate and Buckingham Gate. The building is also home to the Royal Military Chapel, which was destroyed in 1944 during a German blitz on London. It was rebuilt in the 1960s and is at present the only military chapel remaining in all of London. It's actually interesting, you know, like we've barely explored Westminster. And look at how many database entries there already are. And we probably have only found like half of the buildings in Westminster. Compared to the City of London, which is also rich in, you know, buildings and history. And we explored the entire district pretty much, and we don't even have the amount of entries that Westminster has at this point. But that makes sense. I mean, Westminster, you know, having, you know, the Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament and, you know, the royal parks and buildings and whatnot. But yeah, there's so much I still haven't explored in Westminster. I do wonder how many entries are going to be total by the end. But I have to say, we actually made pretty good progress so far with the conquesting. It's just I haven't really focused on like one single like borough to liberate fully. But yeah, for quite a few there's only like bits and pieces left at this point. But yeah, I don't want to focus too much on actively doing it because you know, we of course have a no fast travel approach, which means we're gonna travel naturally regardless, and that means we're gonna run past the same, you know, places many times. So most of the time, like most of the borough activities I've just done, you know, passively. But it's quite a bit already done here. But yeah, of course, once we get to the stage where there's only like 1 or 2 activities left per borough, that we're gonna seek them out a bit more streamlined, I guess. But yeah, for tonight though, this is gonna be everything I will be covering as part of this stream. We're still not yet done with catching up on the side stuff before continuing with the main story. But I think in the next stream we're gonna get there. And also start the next main story mission and focus on the omnibus storyline a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna happen next time. And for tonight, this is gonna be it. now with 38% total sync. But I'm really glad we didn't have any major issues with the stream. And it even ran better than the last time, so I think we're gonna be good for the rest of the playthrough, hopefully. I don't want to jinx it, but it seems that way. No worries for the stream, Aura and Lucinda. Thank you so much for being here and for joining. Okay, gonna have a look who's online and who we could raid. Okay, so Schiller's actually playing some Mafia, which is another historical game I plan on playing myself, so let's have a look over there and see how things are going for him with the game. And if you want to check out some fellow streamers of the community, then definitely make sure to check out Rod, who's been playing Until Dawn. Levy, who's been playing some Night in the Woods. Gislake is currently playing Vendetta, Curse of Raven's Cry. Dex is playing some Chronicled China. Lucinda is currently doing her first ever playthrough of Watch Dogs. And Shin has been last playing some Monster Hunter. No worries for the shout out to Cinda. And yeah, if you want to join us with a raid over to Schiller, feel free to copy and paste these raid emotes. I will catch you guys next time for more Syndicate action. And until then, I hope everyone has a good rest of the day or evening or morning, if it's already that for you. And yeah, catch you next time. Until then.